Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the One True Divine Feminine and Psychic Investigations Tarot. Hi, Pat. Hi, Mary, spiritual advisor, all you lovely people, philosophical, everybody who's been helping. Yes, I am the woman who solved my own crime using tarot and astrology. And I'm grateful for the Most High God for having my back and for good people who have been on my spiritual team and my light team helping me through this really awful process. And I just want to say, whenever I mention about divine masculine in my readings, please do not attribute this to any single person. There are literally hundreds, dozens, if not 100 men involved in this case. So please don't make any assumptions. Don't shun people. Don't other people. Don't assume. You don't know the answers, and half the time neither do I. So anyhow, just keep that in mind. So divine masculine is a very generic term, right? And there were so many involved. So just, keep that in mind, okay? All right. Now today we've got homemade cards. I hope you've been enjoying the astrology stuff. I don't have one for you today, but I hope you've been learning. And yes, it can be a powerful tool for self-exploring and for change and for seeing things that you need to see in people's character and in what's happening, et cetera, et cetera. So the homemade cards today, because so many things have been said, right? I'm a woman who's been married for 35 years in a monogamous marriage. And, all the fans only and the prostitution charges and all of these slander and lies was really all just to hang on to a stolen fortune. And of course, there was quite a little storm that got kicked up with all of the other women in the circle. So I have a message to all of the many jilted lovers, right? And I think there's many. Just, cry me a river of tears over what's happened to you. I feel so sorry for what's happened to you. But I've got the world's biggest message for you regarding this person, no matter what you have been told. I'm not interested at all in blue pill. Not interested in any side, something or other. Not wanting to meet him, not wanting to have a fling, not wanting to get married, not wanting anything. So all the jealousy you've got, it's all for nothing, right? You couldn't, no, it's never going to happen, just so you know. So that should help you to feel better. And if you did get jilted, I'm really sorry about that. But you need to quit trying to tell me your stories about this person. If you have legitimate things, and I mean legitimate, that you know of regarding crimes and what this person has done, don't tell me. What you need to do is go online and fill out an IC3 form with the FBI. But only do that if what you're reporting is true. Don't do it out of meanness. Don't do it out of vengeance, out of trying to get even, any of that kind of stuff. Only do it if you know, hey, I know they're selling drugs, or I know this, or I know that. So no more, of this mirror magic stuff on the wall, like pretending and illusions and smoke and mirrors, right? So, when you fill out an IC3 form, you should do it with the best intentions. So don't do it with, lies and BS, basically, right? But don't need to tell me anything, because I'm not interested of getting within 1,000 feet of that pole, just so you know. And anybody who's saying anything differently is selling you an illusion. Maybe because they'd like to feel like everybody's competing over them, or it makes them feel, like bigger and more important and a bigger badass or whatever. But it's all an illusion. Okay. There's no interest. I never even spoke to the man. And this was like a couple of years ago. Right. So, it's all an illusion. It's all smoke and mirrors, just so you know. Okay. And I'm going to just emphasize again that when we talk about this, there are many divine masculines who have been tracking me online. And so who is blue pill? I don't know. Do you know? So don't make any assumptions, because I think that, there's quite a few people um, who are all flocked up trying to cause the same kind of issue, right? But just, so don't be jealous because I'm not interested. So there's no love triangle. There's never going to be a love triangle. I don't want to get together. I don't want to meet. I don't ever want to meet. Ever, 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 ever want to meet. Okay. So I'm sorry if you got jilted, but I walked away. So, and I've never even spoken to him. I left a couple political messages on a work phone, but they were messages, never even connected with an actual person. So, that's all there ever was a couple of messages. All right. So, secret 7. You ain't so much a secret anymore, right? You are not so much a secret anymore. I know who probably a lot of you are, and I'm pretty good at observing. And, it's like somehow I got to be a spider caught in a web. But I had absolutely nothing to do with any of it. So you should quit peering down on me, quit trying to attack me, trying to eat me like a bug, because I was completely innocent of the entire thing. The entire thing. Not one thing did I have to do with any of it. Not one thing. So whoever was the corrupt person in the room that got all this all stirred up, they shouldn't have done that, right? Because I didn't have a thing to do with it. All right. So, my town, Cedar City, right? You need to realize that I have been dealing with some very skanky ass dudes. Very skanky. The kind of people that have smoke crack and meth and blow smoke at people and pretend stuff's going on when there's nothing going on at all, other than the fact that, you let them into the house so they could wear the television so that they could take a sex tape and then put me on fans only. And I mean, this could have been any number of people. I'm not saying it's one particular person. And then file fake prostitution charges. And the whole thing was smoke and mirrors because I'm like your mother, right? 35 years, monogamous marriage. So, and the secret 7, I believe, is all a part of this, which is really horrifying to me. Absolutely horrifying to me. Now, if you want to transform the very stinky beacon on the hill, to bring some towers in for people that need towers because they elected to try to take out a person who had nothing to do with anything, well, then here's a message for you here. I need work because these people have been strategically trying to keep me out of work to hide what they did and to hang on to what they stole. But I don't want to work with anybody in town who helped to traffic me. Okay. So, but if you'd like to help clean up the very stinky beacon on the hill, I'm looking for a job, right? So just know they have been trying to keep me out of work so that they could hide the F shit that they did. All right. Now, Virgo. Oh, I really looked up to you, Virgo. Now, I don't know if it's true, but I've heard you may have fake married me also, right? Were there insurance policies involved? I'm really sad about all of this. Oh, I'm really sad, right? I looked up to so many of you. I did. And I was loyal, and you didn't recognize what you had. And instead, what it turns out, the people that I was loyal to turned out to be monsters, right? Who are ready to devour anybody for money, guilty or not, right? So just the gnashing of the teeth and trying to tear people apart and do all of this for money. And I had not one thing to do with it. And I was loyal to the bone. And I gave you the book, which outlined detail for detail who was involved, right? Which makes me wanted by everybody, right? So, which is really a crazy place to be, especially since I had nothing to do with any of it. But I see the monsterness, right? And I know there's a lot of F shit going on. And I know people are trying to swallow me whole. I hear there's a sniper now. Okay. Anyhow, I'm doing great. And oh, yeah, here's my Virgo card, by the way. This person does need to go in and reflect on what they did, right? And gain a little wisdom that you all have been trying to take out an innocent person. So, anyhow, the key message I have is you bet on the wrong horse. you bet on the wrong horse. I signed for the Mueller probe 3 times. I signed to ixnay a certain person from office. I signed more petitions than you could shake a stick at. Aggravated identity theft is a big B, my friends, because people do horrible stuff when they get a hold of your names. As we've seen, ever since it happened, everybody's had just a great time with my name, my signature, my stuff, but it had nothing to do with me, right? So my loyalty is, hey, now I live in Switzerland. I'm living on neutral territory because it's a matter of survival, right? I'm tired of giving loyalty where loyalty is not returned. And the mistakes are trying to all be hidden, and people are burning documents, and you guys are all hanging on to documents. And actually, your houses need to be searched to see if you got the court documents, because I haven't gotten a single court document, not one. So that means identity theft is at play because somebody's rerouted my mail or is going to the courthouses to pick up stuff to hide everything that you're doing. But the FBI, DOJ, and other people are getting more and more aware of this. And I think they know who the Secret Seven is as well as I do. So I am so sorry. But anyhow, it is time to start correcting your wrongs, right? So I see success in the making, and I'm grateful for that, right? I never should have been put in this position to begin with. And again, Cedar City, if you want to help clean up the universe, I'm looking for work. Okay. All right. And as we know, just as I've told everybody else, the first person to sing wins. Yay. Woohoo. And that brings, maybe not complete freedom, but more freedom than what you could otherwise experience. So telling the truth is going to help set you at least partially free, I would imagine. So now I keep hearing there is a journalist that wants to talk. And this is my communications with fire card. I am willing to talk. I'm more interested in learning more what you know than, I only know so much. I can't even, I know a fair bit of what's going on. I'm willing to talk, but you would have to send me your information, and you would have to give me an opportunity to check you out in advance. We'd have to meet in a safe place. Again, because I have had like 3 hitmen, and now I hear there's a sniper, and they did poison my husband 3 times, and they did all of this for money, right? And or because they decided without ever right off the bat, they made a decision of guilt, irregardless of the fact that there was aggravated identity theft involved, which, of course, why do you do that? You do that so you can get away with terrible stuff, right? And I had nothing to do with it. My loyalty has always been solid. So you done picked the wrong person. Now, I hate to say it, but this stuff is going to go huge, right? I mean, the light that's going to be shining on all of this is going to be pretty shocking. And I am, again, sorry for that. I actually don't really like the limelight. I don't really like to be in the middle of things like this. I prefer peace and happiness. I don't like drama. I did like my career, but that's been kind of halted by you guys while you're trying to cover up your crimes, trying to job block me, right? And it's all to hang on to the stolen stuff. And I have even been told that some people were in Mary High Priestess Intuition's house doing illegal camera work because she was trying to help me. And images that were illegally taken in her house were then used to take her kids away. Are you kidding me? I mean, do you see how deep you're in? Okay. it's terrible. And so much of what's been done in my house was to gain complete and utter domination over me. But guess what? I'm a very strong woman and I don't like being dominated, right? So once again, y'all picked the wrong person. So, and so much of this was done completely out of self interest, right? And you just picked somebody who was extremely loyal, and I had a paper trail to show it. And then I gave you the book, right? Who did it? Exactly who did it, right? So you've been trying to take out a person that had nothing to do with it. That's murder, folks. Straight up. That's conspiracy to commit murder. So I have, forgiveness for some things, depending on how much torture was done to me. I mean, if you just took stuff and you give it back, I could forgive that if the FBI and law enforcement can. But if you were in my house doing porn for pay, and if you helped with the trafficking and all that stuff, well, there's no forgiveness for that, folks. So I do predict that this is going to go viral, worldwide, international. And it's going to show some of the wrath and confusion and crazy stuff that we got going on in our government right now. I mean, to a level of unbelievability in our country, just unbelievability. And part of the reason I'm taking the neutral position is because, one, we have to get off the two-party system. It's killing us. And two, because I want the corruption cleaned up and whatever we got to do. So I've got blinders on now. No more red, no more blue. Let's just clean up where we are. Okay. So we don't start the next cycle in such a wrath-filled and chaotic energy space. So I do want to say thank you to the Most High God for having my back. I'm not religious, but I am very spiritual, and I do believe in our Creator very much. I tap in differently than you do, and yet nonetheless, I have great faith. And that faith has saved my life twice. So, all right. Now, the Pluto in Capricorn, I refer back to the astrology. Everything happens for a reason. We're at the end of a 248-year cycle. And people have been trying to claw on to hang on to all their power and their corruption and their greed and all of that stuff. But the opposite end of the spectrum is that Pluto in Capricorn up until November of 2024 is going to be exposing all of this stuff. And the intent for all of that is so that we can clean up our government, make it more functional, so that it works not just for the 1% who jimmy everything, so you can, steal from everybody, the 99%. But so, and buying off the judges and the lawyers and the cybersecurity people and the file clerks and the sheriffs and the this and the that. And by the way, again, some of these people are facing so many years. So the folks that did get involved here, again, you better start reporting stuff out, because the people who are going to jail for life sentences are reporting on you. So you better get a jump on it, right? Because the corruption is all going to come out. And this is so we can have a more decent country. And that's why I'm living in Switzerland now, where, I'm no longer given loyalty where loyalty doesn't come back. So, and, we need a upright government that actually works of the people, for the people, and by the people. Not this upside down thing where it's all about how do we steal from everybody? How do we hide everything? How do we corrupt the whole system so that it no longer works whatsoever? And, somebody said the other day, oh, my astrology hasn't had an impact. Well, I will tell you just the opposite. Astrology got rid of delirium. Astrology has predicted upcoming events that we're going to face in 2023. And astrology put me in the right house of a person that I needed to know about. And that astrology, told me that this was a very bad and evil connection, right? And as it turns out, I think pretty much everything that I figured out was dead on. So Ain't astrology a bitch, my friends? Oh, yeah. Divine Feminine strikes again. Have a great day. Love y'all. Peace and blessings. Hey, Pat. Hey, Mary. Hey, Spiritual Advisor. Hey, Philly. Hey, y'all. Love ya. And my heart, my gratitude for everybody who's been helping to keep me alive. It's enormous. I feel blessed. I feel grateful. I feel happy. I'm doing all right. And thank you so much. And may we get on a better path so we never end up in this place again. All right. Take care. Love y'all.